What's up YouTube, it's your boy Matrix21 back with yet another video. Today we're going to kind of contrast the older female Titan with the newer one. So let's get to it. So like I said, we're going to talk about the both female Titans, the older one, the original one, as well as the newer one. But before we get into it, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell as well so you never miss a video. Now, let's talk about these two pops. So not only we're going to talk about the differences between the older one and the newer one, we're going to talk about the level of quality that has gone down from this one to this one. Not even with just the pop, just overall packaging of it, which trust me, we'll get into it. You'll see how this one is a lot worse packaging wise than this one. I mean, I know some people are not inbox collectors, but yeah, you really can't be an inbox collector with this one. Is rough. But let's get to it. So we'll slide the new one to the side and we'll talk about the old one first. This is the one that was restocked last year in 2021. So it's a pretty dope pop. Doesn't glow. It's just a regular female Titan. Nothing crazy about it. This is the wave that it was in with the Armor Titan, the original Levi, Annie, Armin, and Sasha. So a lot of those other pops are going up a lot, especially like the Annie, the Armin, and the Sasha. But this Armor Titan, thing's super expensive. But you know, this one, the female Titan didn't jump up like that. And like I said, this restocked last year. I got this one from Entertainment Earth. So you know, like I said, you know, you just never know. You never know how these pops may go. Which was crazy about this one by restocking, they still decided to go with the old school kind of animated box art instead of the kind of realistic photographic box art. So it looks pretty dope. I still have the old school kind of look to it, which I really do like. It has the old box art with the Colossal Titan peeking over the top of the wall, and it just looks dope. I like that box art way better than the new one, which eliminates the Colossal Titan. But it looks pretty dope, pretty cool. Yeah. So let's move on to the box of the new one. So here's the box for the Bait exclusive glow in the dark female Titan. This is really dope, really cool. I originally missed this release. I was at New York Comic Con and I waited in line. I didn't get it, but I ended up getting it on the Funko Shop. I think this still may be available on the Funko Shop. And yeah, so like we said with the first one, we kind of go over what the box art is, and they changed this box art here too, because as you can see, it was more in the background. You had like buildings in the background here, which you don't have on this one. Still same number, 233. The numbers on the new one are a little bit bigger, as you can tell, just a little bit bigger. Everything else is pretty much the same. The pop logo is bigger as well, and the biggest change will be the actual image. You have the photorealistic image on the newer one, and on the older one you don't. You have that kind of old school kind of animated look. Even at the bottom, you have bigger font, and it's just dark on the bottom. Has a little bit lighter color on this one, but the font is a little bit smaller. I do like the Bait sticker, even though it's really tiny and glow in the dark. We'll get to see that glow a little bit later, but it looks really dope in my opinion. I think I just kind of just stopped talking about this one separately and kind of just do them together, but it's pretty dope either way. Which is crazy is like on the original one, you see how much bigger the box art is on this one as opposed to this one, but on the side, on the newer one, the box art for the female Titan is a lot bigger than it is on the old school one. Like I said, once again, they get rid of the Colossal Titan in the background, which I really don't like that. I really wish they kind of kept that. It gives a little bit more characteristics to the box, and it looks pretty dope in my opinion. But you know, here it is. Here's how it looks on the side, and we'll move on to the back, where they have more differences. They did decide to keep the Colossal Titan on the back. Made the Attack on Titan logo smaller, and we have different waves. So this is the newer wave with Mir's Titan, Bertolt, the new Eren, and new Mikasa. And like I said, the other one had the old school with the Armor Titan. Actually, I have most of these except for Bertolt and Ymir. I do have Mikasa, Eren, and more of the other exclusives that come with this set. But pretty dope either way go. Like I said, the box art, you have that new download the Funko app stuff going on here, and everything else is, you know, still old school. Let's decide to look at the box, and once again, on the newer one, the font is a lot bigger. It goes from all the way from the top of the box all the way almost to the bottom of the actual window. The other one kind of meets a little bit lower and goes to the bottom of the window as well, but it doesn't fill up that area as much as the newer one does. You have the number 233 is a lot bigger on the newer one as well, and yeah. And as well as on the top, nothing much changed here. Just pop logo is bigger on the newer one. Blue Funko instead of black. And yeah, it just looks okay. I guess while we're at it, we might look at the bottoms, and they're pretty much the same. So now let's get more into the nitpicking of it, where this is why I say the newer one's quality is way worse. This box is like the same kind of box that you would get on a regular pop. The thickness is really thin on it, and for this size box, it's going to be almost impossible to keep it in good mint condition. As you can see at the top right here, it already has a little bit of separation, a little bit of a tear, and it just came like that. It's really rough. I mean, but they just went with this thinner box, and even the plastic for the window is a lot thinner than the old school one is, where it's a little bit more tougher, a little bit more thicker cardboard, and yeah, it's a real letdown. If you pick this up, it feels so fragile and so soft. Even the biggest thing would be when we open this bad boy up and you see how this insert is. The insert is garbage, complete garbage on the new one. But yeah, like I said, it's a lot of differences to the box art, and this one just feels so cheap compared to the old one as far as the box is concerned. And I don't know why they decided to go that route. Maybe they trying to cut costs, but this box is so fragile and so flimsy, and I really don't like it at all. So that being said, let's get these two bad boys out of the box. We're going to keep the inserts visible so you guys can see it, then we'll go from there. So let's go. So before we actually break down the pops and inserts, I want you to see how the difference in this box is. Like I see, you have that kind of regular, smaller Funko Pop box material, which is really flimsy in this size. And you have that old school, more corrugated cardboard, which is a lot more sturdy and it lasts a little bit better, even though these were prone to damage a lot easier too, just because of the size. But this is something else. This is just bad quality overall. And I don't know. This one does come with a little background image of, you know, just fire in the wall. But other than that, it's all pretty bad. But let's move on to the actual pops. We have both of them out of the box. You better see how the quality of the actual packaging really has degraded over time. So here's the regular one, the old school one, and you see you have the regular kind of insert. Nothing too crazy about it, but it is a little bit more sturdy, even though this pop is really heavy. And that's the one thing, this pop is really top heavy, so anything less would kind of make it, you know, sag and not stand up properly. So now we have the newer one, and this plastic is so flimsy, so bad, and not only that, you can see how she kind of, yeah, she just fell right out of it. So we'll just take it out, and you can see more of it. Yeah, so first off, it's completely destroyed. This is how it came from Funko, actual Funko. The plastic is cracked everywhere, and it's not really holding up the actual pop. And like I said, it's a really top-heavy pop, so it kind of sucks. Like I said, you really kind of have to take it out of the box and kind of display it that way, because this insert is kind of this trash. So we'll just move on. And now we have both of them out of the box. And this one is the regular common that we've seen for years now. But setting them side by side, the only difference is the color is a little bit different with this one. A little bit lighter in areas. We do have a different kind of seam. And I mean, I guess because this is glow in the dark paint on it, it's going to look a little bit different. So this one's a little bit more shiny, a little bit more matte on this one. Even the face is a little bit more shiny on the original one, while this one is a lot more matte. But it looks pretty decent either way I go for both of them. The body is very well sculpted. They didn't really change anything with the sculpts, just the paint job pretty much. And they both look really nice. This one actually has a better paint job though. The newer one, I like the way the actual body is that without that gloss. The gloss kind of takes away from it and it looks a little weird in my opinion. But other than that, it looks really decent, really dope for both of them. And I like it. Nothing bad about this quality wise. The quality of the actual pop is still on point, so it was something you really don't have to worry about. So with that being said, we'll check out the glow on this one, and then we'll come back in the video. Let's go. So now let's check the glow on this one and see how good it glows. From the looks of it, I don't think it's gonna go too well. We have a little bit of glow paint around her eyes and on her actual body. I thought maybe the head glows as well, but I'm not sure it does just from looking at it with the black light on it. So now it should be charged up enough to see, and let's go. Okay, so yeah, the body does glow in certain areas on her muscles as well as around her eyes. The hair doesn't glow, but everything, it looks pretty decent. The ones around her leg really glows very well, especially on camera. On camera it actually glows a little bit better than it does in person, but it looks pretty good. So now let's get this bad girl on the rotator, give it one last spin, then I'll come back and end the video. So once again, this is me comparing and contrasting the new and the old female Titan, the regular one, and the glow in the dark version of it. They both look dope in my opinion, and I like both of them a lot. I don't know if I need both of them still in my collection, but the thing that kind of makes me want to keep both is because the box on this one is so much better than the box on this one. Like I said, the packaging as far as Funko is concerned, they really do need to step it up. If they're going in that direction of just kind of going with cheap boxes especially for bigger pops. Yeah, so I think that's a pretty bad idea. So hopefully they get it together, and hopefully they decide to go back to the corrugated boxes. And I think they have, because I've had pops since then, 6-inch pops that released since this one released. They have the old school boxes, so I don't really understand why this one had that kind of cheaper box. But you know, it is what it is. But that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell as well, so you never miss a video. This is your boy Matrix 21. Peace. Talk to y'all later. Bye.